Hey, welcome back. Here we are at ACD. We're talking about this Cord engine that we were discussing in a previous video. We wanted to give you an update because it was kind of a weird thing that was going on with this, and so wanted to be able to kind of show what was wrong, let you kind of see where we're at mid-process of fixing the issue. Talk about some kind of possible fixes, kind of what the options are, and also what we were able to what we decided to go with for this particular project. We had, it was a lifter pin that had popped off, if you remember that. So Lauren, tell us kind of, we talked about last time kind of how we discovered that, right. But so walk us through how we determine what the various fixes could be potentially for this.
Yeah, so we had a valve sticking that we knew, so we had to do a tear down, and following that tear down we found the roller pin laying just on top of the engine here, slid out of the lifter roller. And not a real common problem with these cars. First time we've kind of ran across it. We got to keep in mind that this build is a budget build. And we kind of do these videos to keep everyone updated, and we realize not everyone has the experience we have and are not nearly as educated as we are on these issues. So we had to figure out a fix for it, and we took that pin, knurled it a little, kind of expanded it, and pressed it back in. And it's working great. We've checked spring pressure and everything on the valve. Everything operates smoothly, no issues. All the valves are now moving. And we can rotate the engine over for you, and you can see all the valves moving and the cam followers doing their job. A lot of people have said that, well, that pin shouldn't have come out because there's constant spring pressure. Well, there's not constant spring pressure on a valve. If that were the case, the valve would never close. These are, which cords don't technically have lifters, but considered a solid type valve train. So there has to be lash within the valve train to allow for heat expansion when the engines get hot. And these set anywhere from 8 to 10 thousandths on the lifters, or I should say on the followers on the cam. There's some space in there. Does it happen very briefly and very fast while the engine's running? Yes, but there is a brief moment there is no tension on the valve train.
Which would allow that pin to...
Which eventually, we believe, like I said, rare occurrence, but eventually allowed that pin to wiggle out. It could have had slop in it from a previous, maybe the last time, if this engine has ever been rebuilt before, just got overlooked and a loose pin got put in or something. Things happen, but luckily we found it and we've addressed it.
So talk to me about that, because I know everybody likes to say, hey, there's only one right way to do everything.
Right.
But you've been in this industry a long time. We see dozens and dozens of cords every year. We do, I don't know, half a dozen rebuilds of engines every year on just these cord engines. And everybody's budget's different, as you mentioned. Everybody's goals are different, their expectations are different. And so you have those real world constraints. So in an ideal world, yeah, you'd want to do everything to this concourse, perfect level, everything exactly, just the most ideal way. But the reality is there's constraints on that in the real world, and that you have to deal with every day. You're putting out fires, you're solving problems, you're doing the best with what you have. These cars we talk about a lot, but they're 100 years old, so rarely are we putting new parts in them. Obviously, if we're putting new valves or new pistons, we can access those parts. But in a lot of cases, if it's gears in a transmission or whatever it is, you're using, the best available parts, that you have that day at that time, that's going to go in the engine, that's going to make it function properly, according again to the customer's goals and what their expectations and budget a lot of times, is a main factor in that. So in an ideal world, tell us, what would you like to have done with this engine?
Well, like I said before, ideally we would have liked to have rebuilt the entire engine.
Pull it out, put it in the engine room, take it to the machine shop.
Completely disassemble it, put all new bearings, rings, pistons, valves, do the whole thing. But you know, goes back to the old saying, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Over the years, with experience and knowledge, we, you know, have found a ways to adapt to fix the things that we need to, according to what the customer wants and the means they have available. And like I said, this one just has those constraints on it. So this, we feel confident with the fix. We've tested it. We will continue to test it and make sure it's going to operate the way the customer wants when we're done.
Yeah, so in this case, this will save the customer, I mean, tens of thousands of dollars.
Oh, tens of thousands of dollars, yeah, yeah.
And so, and you're feeling, I mean, based on your experience, is this, would you call this a temporary fix, or you feel like this is something that, especially a car like this, right, be driven maybe 1,000 miles a year max, you know, it's going to be in a parade, it's going to, you know, in and out of the trailer, you know, those kind of things?
I'm pretty confident with the fix, it's not going to come out again. It pressed in, tolerances were tight, we checked all the tolerances and everything. It pressed in real good.
Yeah.
Didn't have any issues.
Okay.
Feel pretty comfortable about it.
Great. Well, should we crank it and see, watch it move?
So L3 exhaust valve was the one that the pin come out of the roller. And I'll crank it over here and you can see that it's working properly and functioning just fine.
So hopefully that gives us a good picture of kind of, you know, what we ran into in the repair that we were able to settle on, making the most sense for this customer, for this project at this time. You know, we got proper functioning of the valve, which is the, you know, obviously the goal there with that, the goal to fix. You know, so we were cranking it over. Is there any wear or undue issues or concerns about that? I don't want anybody to worry about, you know.
Right, so everything's oiled. So there's no issue, nothing's running dry right now. For the video, we cranked it over in short, brief moments. We weren't just continuously cranking and cranking, so the starter didn't get hot or anything like that.
Yeah, okay. So hopefully that gives you a good idea of, you know, the kind of issues that we run into when we're, you know, open these things up and look at them, as well as how we go about making decisions on, you know, a strategy for the repairs. But I think we came to a good conclusion here.
Yeah.
I think the customer's going to be pleased with it. We were able to save them a lot of money. I think come up with a good option for this particular project.
Yeah, no matter what your end goal is or your budget constraints, we can help you out.
Yeah, we're going to do our best, right, to work with them on that. So.
Yeah.
All right.